Chris!
Heath.
Mi amigo.
That's me.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine.
On this frigid, cold February afternoon.
Dude, I dropped my pea coat in the driveway getting out of my car. And it wasn't so much the snow that was the problem. It was just the salt residue.
That was my first instinct.
It brushed my car. And it might as well just have incinerated because now, granted, I have had that coat for a while, but it's the salt that was the, oi, ooh. We're starting the show kvetching.
Yeah. How do you even wash or clean a pea coat? Does it need to be dry cleaned?
Can't be machine washed, yeah.
Probably not, no. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I've seen you in this pea coat for many years. It's a staple of your wardrobe.
Yeah, in all of my fan art, I'm wearing a pea coat.
I haven't worn my pea coat a single time this year.
Well, because you're so ripped that you're just bursting out of your... you don't want to tear it because it's so nice.
It has more to do with the destinations I go to these days. So I'm not going to look nice when I go to the gym to get all sweaty. I'm not going to look nice for you for this podcast. That would be a waste of effort. And I guess I could look nice when I go to my girlfriend's house, but that apartment, the density of the animal hair is way too much, and it's a black pea coat. It would be a magnet for hair, so I don't risk it. So due to those factors, I haven't put it on this season.
Well, don't worry. There's always next season.
Uh-huh. Next season of...
Winter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were segueing there. What show is this, Heath?
This is Mobius Tunes, episode 60.
Yeah, being recorded on February 13th, 2021. Usually, I ask you for a roadmap of what we'll be discussing before episodes, but not this week. I'm going in blind. I don't know what you want to talk about.
And because I don't have that much.
Okay.
That you care about, at least.
Oh, you don't think I'd be down for what you have to talk about?
Down for my cheese tier list, or I don't know. I'm trying to manufacture content that continues to be on the back burner.
Pepper Jack would be S tier, right?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No.
Where would that fall then?
That's low F.
What are
Pepper Jack?
Pepper Jack cheese.
More like pepper whack.
Has some heat to it.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how far into my refrigerator you have to reach to get to the Pepper Jack?
Apparently too far.
Infinitely far.
Should be right at the forefront.
You might as well just climb in and seal yourself shut.
All right, I'm definitely vetoing this cheese segment then.
All right, we'll save it for episode 70.
All right.
How are you, Chris?
I am fantastic.
Yeah. That's nice. Any particular reason?
Because everything I brought to this episode is at least somewhat topical.
Ooh.
Yeah. Relevant stuff for
Current
once.
events.
Some of it is maybe a bit of a stretch, but I can justify everything I have to talk about being somewhat current.
Okay.
Should I dive into things?
You should start.
Okay. I've been playing 2 games the past couple of weeks. The first one is one we've both had our hands on, and that is Hitman.
Huh.
So you came to the conclusion last year Hitman wasn't really your cup of tea.
Man, everyone I respect, including you, loves these Hitmans. And says that they are, on a fundamental level, some of the best game play ever.
General consensus is really positive.
I so don't care for it.
You kind of came to the conclusion that this open world design to stealth games does not gel with you.
Someone was saying that they played that Sapienza level for hours, and I think, why would you bother? Play it once and move on.
Right.
I don't care to undo the spider web of paths that you could possibly... I could sneak this ballpoint pen into the chef's hat. Ooh!
I'll circle back to that replaying the same levels for hours and hours. I'll get to that point in a second.
Before I get too mad, which of the Hitmans have you played?
Yeah, good question. So I have now...
Depending on your answer, I will get more or less mad.
I have played all the levels now, and a couple of them I've replayed in Hitman 1, the 2016 version.
I'm still mad.
Which is the one you've played a little bit.
Yeah.
I played this game, too, about a year ago. Played those first couple levels, Paris and Sapienza. And ultimately, I put the game down. It didn't quite get its hooks in me.
Good.
Another reason I bounced off it was actually just PC performance issues. It wasn't running super hot on my computer. My graphics card was up to the task, but my CPU was not, which is not super surprising considering how simulation heavy these games are. So taxing on the CPU. But that issue has been remedied now since I upgraded my PC in the fall. Booted it back up, runs like a dream now. So between having the better PC and all this positive word of mouth I've heard about people praising Hitman 3, which just released in January, those were kind of the motivating factors for me to give Hitman another try. And I have to say, this attempt at getting back into it has been the most successful for me. This is the most fun I've had with a Hitman game. I do have one lingering reservation, which I'll get to at the end, but for those who haven't heard of what a Hitman is, these are stealth games where you play as Agent 47. You're plopped down into usually a pretty big, expansive, open-world level, and you have a couple targets, people you have to find and kill, but the way you go about finding and assassinating your targets, it's really up to you. The objective is told to you, but your means of carrying out the assassination is kind of totally freeing.
Everything from fiber wire to lawnmower.
Yeah, the options are so expansive. It's really like a murder simulator for all the wannabe serial killers out there. You take this very serious premise and then it meshes it with ridiculous situations where in order to get closer and closer to your target, you will often have to
disguise yourself as the Sheik.
Who's the Sheik?
Remember the Paris level? Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, to get into like increasingly more secure locations, you're playing dress up, knocking people out, stealing their clothes. So you might be a dude in a flamingo outfit, or a clown, or the sous chef, or all manner of people.
Race car flag waver.
You're right. That Miami level is on a racetrack. Lending to the humor, though, is no matter what role Agent 47 is portraying, he's always this stark, cold, deathly serious guy. I also heard there's this fan theory that Agent 47 can't lie. So if you're dressed up as the sushi chef and you've poisoned some food and you're serving it to your target, he'll say, like, eat up, it's to die for. He cracks the worst puns imaginable with a straight face, but he never lies.
That's funny.
I care about precision in my line of work. Those are like some of his lines.
I like that because he's socially, he's not charismatic at all.
He's emotionless.
Right.
What is there to like about these Hitman games?
It's the world's your oyster.
There's an endless list of possibilities for how you decide to take out your targets. IO Interactive, the developer, they'll put in pretty like linear subplots called mission stories that you can kind of follow a step-by-step guide that'll get you close to your target, and you can play it that way. Or you can go off and improvise on your own, just come up with your own game plan and see if it works. It's really no holds barred. Like you said, a lot of people have a lot of nice things to say about these games. I super respect these games on a level design philosophy way.
Because it's not linear.
Yeah, it's not linear.
I may goof a chokehold up on the patio and seek refuge in the garage, and that's what led me to the discovery of the laboratory ID card, and now I'm doing this pathway.
Yeah, your mistakes can lead you down alternate routes you hadn't considered.
Oops, the laboratory enforcer's blocking that door. Oh, forget that. I'll just do the poison the spaghetti path.
Yeah. It's especially impressive like how densely packed these levels are with NPCs. It's literally hundreds, if not thousands of them. And many of them are on these clockwork routines where they walk around their path, they do their things, and then you're slipping in there, adding some entropy to the system, messing things up. And from like a software engineering perspective, making sure the game doesn't break when you interfere with those paths is super impressive to me. It's an unenviable task getting these games to run properly. Because I think about in the very first level of the game, Paris, it's a fashion show. And there are dozens of these models walking down the catwalk. Then they go back behind stage. They like go to their changing rooms, get dressed. And you can knock any of them out, steal their clothes, kidnap them. And the show has to keep running, and the game has to account for that and kind of adapt on the fly no matter what happens. And there's just so many variables that have to be kept track of behind the scenes. That blows my mind that this game doesn't constantly crash. So I respect it on that level wholeheartedly.
I take that for granted.
Yeah, I mean...
The same way when I go to Disney World and I never see a fire hydrant or something that would take me out of it.
Oh, because Disney's so meticulous.
They keep everything on stage the way it ought to look. What is it? Yeah, you can never see a parking lot or like commercial vehicles because they'll put a rainbow in front of it.
No two Mickey Mouses can ever be within line of sight of one another because that would break the illusion.
Oh, that too.
There's more than one Mickey Mouse. You can't have that.
That too.
And the levels are the stars of the show. The levels themselves are the main character, more so than Agent 47 is. And that first experience of getting introduced to a level for the first time, getting the lay of the land, kind of formulating your first plans through the level, that's a great experience. But that is a pretty short-lived experience. There's only like, per every Hitman game, there's about 6 levels. You can finish them up in like 60 minutes or so each. So the game could be very short-lived, but that's where this kind of core design principle IO Interactive adopted is they intend for you to replay these levels repeatedly, over and over again. And they've gone to a great length to incentivize you to do so, be it a whole laundry list of challenges for you to complete per level. These are like fun challenges. Can you drown the target this time? Or wear this disguise and then take out the target? And every time you complete one of these challenges, it rewards you with a persistent progression, which is a handy feature. Those kind of authored mission stories I mentioned, there's always more than you can see in any single playthrough. So you'll want to go back and see more of those. Those offer like really wacky, inventive ways of killing your target. Like
dress up as a nun.
There is a church subplot. There's one that's like start up this huge fan that blows your target off like a rooftop. Wacky stuff. They have cool things called escalation missions. I don't know if you ever saw these. They're
in Hitman 1?
Yeah, they're in Hitman 1. I neglected them the first time around. They usually have 5 levels to them where they get progressively more challenging and you can't save during them. So you have to go one shot through, no saves coming your way out of trouble. It's really a real test of your assassination skills, really kind of like training you. Because it incrementally gets harder. Like level 1 might be kill one target wearing this disguise, where level 2 will introduce a second target. Level 3 will make, if a camera ever catches you, you have to like within 2 minutes go destroy the evidence.
Wipe the mainframe. Yeah.
And then upon level 5, you have like a 5-minute time limit to do the entire mission flawlessly. So those are cool. They do feel like the final exam of a Hitman level because there is that no saving requirement.
Oh, and I'm failing to get through one Regents
pop quiz, one homework assignment,
practice DBQ.
And so I do kind of like that approach to teaching the player to like really master a level, and to do that, you have to do it through repetition. And they built all these incentives for doing that around replaying the same level over and over again. There's a wealth of content there if you're willing to explore it. This brings me to my one criticism, and it's a Chris pet peeve. I just don't really like replaying content I've seen before. And that applies to games, that applies to TV shows. I rarely rewatch anything. The only one example of me replaying something recently was Dishonored, but that's like a top 5 game of mine, and it had been 7 years since I'd touched it. So it has to be a pretty extenuating circumstances for me to want to replay something, where Hitman's core ethos is replay everything all the time. And that just, It's my own mental roadblock that's preventing me from like fully enjoying that experience. But I think for most people, that wouldn't be as big of an issue.
But I'm most people.
I think I don't think it's the replaying aspect you have an issue with. I think you just don't like these games.
Well, you say that, but boy, do I have to wait for the dialogue to finish so I can knock out the chef's aide so I can get in with his disguise.
Some patience is required, yeah.
If I could speed run that aspect of it, if I recognize that some people who are perfectionists and keep on restarting after they get spotted one time can't bear to listen to, "You're gonna be late for work," to Antonio from the balcony. They should have designed it so that I could sprint up there, knock on the door, and not have to wait for their conversation to finish before he opens it and is like, "Hey, are you Jehovah's Witness?" And then I knock him out.
It sounds to me like it's your perfectionism interfering with your enjoyment, because you're treating your initial virgin playthrough like it's the final exam, restarting whenever you have an issue. When really, that first playthrough, at least in my mind, it's supposed to be messy. You're supposed to have bodies get found. You're supposed to get spotted and have to kill the witness quickly. And then only through iteration and playing a couple times do you have that perfect Eastern European, no stealth run. I think that's a term. I think Eastern Europeans
as a difficulty?
As a difficulty?
Yes, you're right.
What's that from? Because I don't actually know the reference.
I don't know. I just the dark corner of my brain went yes.
Interesting. But it's present in my dark corner of my brain too, but I have no idea how it got there. So that's Hitman, a game I really like playing the first time through, and then on the replays, I just kind of feel guilty that I'm not playing one of the dozens of other games I haven't tried yet for the very first time that I want to play. But here I am doing the same old Hitman level again and again. So that's my mental hang up. And an otherwise excellent game. My own Hitman 2, I think I'm going to play a little of that. I'm going to keep it going. I hear Miami's great. And I really want to be at the point where I can dive into Hitman 3 and play that awesome Knives Out level. The Clue murder mystery party one. That sounds amazing.
They did a brand integration.
It's not licensed, but it's just, you're like in a fancy mansion. It's basically Clue.
Okay.
There's like a family of weirdos you have to investigate and like assassinate one of them.
Fun.
Yeah. So that's Hitman. And Heath's loving it. Yeah. Do you want to jump in with anything, Heath?
I watched a little bit of Little Nightmares 2.
Okay.
That's the game that came out opposite Hitman 3 on our fantasy publisher draft.
Right. I grabbed Hitman, you grabbed Little Nightmares.
And we eked out similar scores.
Yeah.
Little Nightmares only got an 82, and I think you got an 86.
That sounds right.
So you're just so slightly in the lead. Little Nightmares 2 is fabulous to watch. It's that awesome horror game funsies of watching somebody else have to deal with it. Great moments where the bad guy is playing the piano, and if you're not silent when they stop playing, they'll detect you. So it's the fun.
Okay.
Make noise when they,
wait for your interval.
It's the Shawshank banging the pipe when the lightning strikes.
What does that mean?
Oh, you ever watch Shawshank Redemption?
I have not.
That's how Andy Dufresne escapes the prison. He waits for a thunderstorm, and then when the lightning strikes, he times it right, smashes the sewer pipe, and then he crawls out, and then he stands in the rain and T-poses because freedom. So Little Nightmares 2. There's other great things. Because there's other little kids in that game, and they're all porcelain doll freakazoids.
I've heard about them.
You can put on one of their heads and blend in. You can crawl through air ducts like Batman. I enjoyed that. There's enemy types that are lots of fun. Some that it's like red light, green light. They only move when the lights are out.
Oh.
So if you flash your flashlight on them, they'll... And then as long as you keep it trained on them, it's great. And that's fun when there's one of them. It's fun when there's two of them. And it's fun when there's dozens of them.
Oh.
I was watching Pat Stares At on Twitch. go through the hospital asylum level after I did the school level, and just having to 360 this flashlight to keep all of these red light, green light enemies at bay. And it was the most funny, like, Luigi's Mansion level design gameplay, but for an genuinely scary, small horror indie title. And I thought it was great. I'm so glad that it scored well. It was just a blast to watch somebody play it. Horror games continue to be this YouTube popcorn gold mine that lined PewDiePie's pockets and lined everybody else's pockets, right? And it's 2021, and that's still fun to do.
It's funny, yeah. Indie horror games have been hot on YouTube for the past decade, like continuously.
Yeah. And I would have kept watching him play it, but I almost got caught sleeping at work, so I had to relocate.
Oh, okay. You too were playing like a horror stealth game.
Yeah, in my own way.
I will probably check out Little Nightmares 2. I enjoyed the first one. It's low on my priority list. I still kind of view it as a poor man's Inside, but
damn,
that's maybe too harsh. They're good games.
Not harsh enough. we stand by Inside. What are they called? Super Dead? What's their...
Are they Playdead? The developers of Inside?
I combined Super Giant and Playdead.
Dream developer collab.
Super Dead. Yeah, that's the best game if they ever made one. Okay. That was Little Nightmares 2. And then what did I also do? Oh, Bailey, real quick. Bailey and I, no, just Bailey, received in the mail a tabletop murder mystery game.
Oh.
One of these murder mystery in a box things, unsolved case files, but not that brand specifically.
Do you know the brand by chance?
It was Murder Mystery in a Box.
Okay.
The funny thing was that to add to the mystery, she has no idea who sent it to her. It sent it to her home childhood address.
Okay.
And it was constantly while we were playing it like, who sent me this? So
it was you, right?
No.
Okay.
As much as I'd like to take credit for it. It was quarantine themed. So there was a stand-in for the COVID virus, and there were 6 people that were in this facility being quarantined, and one of them died unexpectedly of embolism from being like a syringe full of air just shot into their vein, and that killed them. And I was like, whoa. So you had to figure out who killed and why and how and where and when.
Would you recommend this experience?
Yeah, this brand of murder mystery game, it remedied all of my complaints of the unsolved case files. Because, Chris, when you open up an unsolved case file branded murder mystery game, what's the first thing you look for? The photos.
Okay.
There's always these goddamn I Spy bullshit in the photos where unless you look really closely, you're going to miss the progression blocking clue.
Okay.
You'll spend hours reading all of these newspaper clippings and interrogation testimonials and witness statements. Don't even read a single one of them. Rife through the photos. If you see something that looks a little funny, get out your magnifying glass and save yourself a couple hours. That's the problem with the unsolved case files. This Murder Mystery in a Box game, it had a cool... we were. I'll say this. We were looking at fingerprints, which is also a photo, and overhead maps, and doing a logic puzzle when people got inoculated into the facility, and this patient ran for the exit and attacked the bed to their left, and you had to do logic puzzle with who was on the bed on the left. And the highlight was when we were looking at a newspaper clipping of this biomed tech firm called Archon Genomics, and they had an ad in the paper, and the ad in the paper had a sequence of mRNA in little triplet codons. Do you remember biology at all?
Barely.
Okay. Well, these codons are groupings of 3 nucleotides, A, C, T, and G. And we were like, all right, is this a clue? So we broke out the chart that you have to do Well, first you got to translate it to tRNA, and then you break out the codon chart. There's somebody taking AP biology right now listening, and it's going like, oh, yeah. You plot it out on the chart, and you find out what amino acid is attributed to that anticodon. And then the amino acid has a one-letter initial to represent it. So thymine is a T, or no, thymine's a nucleotide. Arginine is an amino acid. That's an A. Alanine would be an L.
Can I jump in with a question?
Wait, let me name more amino acids for the listeners. What? What's the question?
This might just be my ignorance speaking as an outside observer. If you're not a bio shark, will you be pretty lost trying to solve this?
This was an Easter egg. This was not a progression blocking.
Okay.
I did it, right?
This is for the bio nuts out there.
This was, if you paid attention in 11th grade, you got to see a hidden message that Archon Genomics sent to a specific agent.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, I just remembered how to do this. And I was rewarded for it. There was also a cipher among the notes that you were given that Bailey and I could not find the key for. It wasn't just an easy A is to Z as B is to Y. Mm-hmm. We ended up looking at the solution and just being like, yeah, okay, that was... Had we found the key somewhere, we would have been able to figure it out. But this codon cipher was just the highlight. And we were so rewarded by it. So I would recommend that brand of murder mystery tabletop games.
How long was that whole experience?
We did like less than 3 hours.
Okay, cool. And
because you got to read everything and develop a timeline, and it's fun.
I'm glad you got to do it,
yeah.
Even though its origins of that box are still mysterious.
We may never know who sent us that box. I have my suspicions, but...
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Right.
Cool.
That's like, that's the everything I've done that's entertainment related.
Gotcha. Because you're a busy guy, Heath.
I'm trying to be.
I've done one other thing. And at risk of turning Mobius Tubes, a video game podcast, into Mobius Tubes, a Total War Warhammer podcast, I have been continuing to play Total War Warhammer II.
Who makes Total War? Should we be reaching out for goodie bags from this company?
It's Creative Assembly.
Creative Assembly. Yeah.
They're British.
Pip pip.
So here's how this...
I am too, but I don't have the accent.
Here's how this came to be. I finished up my long, lengthy Lizard Man campaign, put the game back on the virtual shelf because I just have a Steam copy.
Yeah, physical copy's gross.
About 2 days later, Creative Assembly released an awesome cinematic trailer for Total War Warhammer 3 coming out this year, and I got excited and went right back to playing.
Wow.
So this time I started up a new campaign and playing as the Tomb Kings this time.
Oh, you're only friends in the world.
Yeah. They were my one staunch ally in my previous campaign, so I figured I'd play their perspective. I'm starting off in what would essentially be Egypt and Northern Africa. These are basically like undead pharaohs and skeletons, and they command like animated statues and stuff.
Ooh.
Like would-be statues of sphinxes that have come to life and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's really cool playing in a deserty landscape instead of the lush jungles of South America. It has been so different so far.
Are you not getting ancient texts anymore?
So first of all, the whole Vortex campaign thing, these guys don't care about it.
Oh.
We're going on like a globe-trotting archaeological dig. That's our main objective.
Okay.
We have to find at least 5 of the 9 black books, which are scattered throughout the world.
What color were the ancient tablets again?
They were like beige, gray.
All right.
But yeah, I'm looking for these black
books.
If I find enough of them, I can go to this big floating black pyramid, and I think that's like where the climactic battle will take place. These are objectives that are going to happen in like 40 hours down the road. So it's going to be a long haul. The Tomb Kings operate so differently. The main thing is their economy is more different than any other faction I've played. That's because usually, like your military might, that is constrained by your economy. You've got to pay your soldiers upkeep every turn. If you build way too many armies too quickly, you're going to have negative income every round, and eventually you'll be broke. So you've got to restrain yourself and not expand like too many armies that way. The soldiers of the Tomb Kings are just skeletons and statues. You don't have to pay those guys. So your armies are free. Similarly, some of your units...
They make money.
No. All right. Your units are free. What restricts you is you have like a hard unit cap. So I can only make 4 skeleton archers total.
What? Okay, and God forbid the 5th skeleton archer comes out of the skeleton archer factory. Does like the first one you ever made just turn to dust, Night of the Museum style?
You wouldn't have the option to recruit a 5th one.
Oh, creative assembly. You got to make a canonical reason there, mate.
It's the more buildings you make, it'll increase like your cap requirement.
More barrackses.
So that's cool. Some units, like the crappy ones, you can have an unlimited number of, which means you can like quickly raise an army, send it out to fight some battles. It can get totally wiped out, and you don't even care that much because they're so quickly replaceable, which is totally different than the kind of expensive lizard men I was playing last campaign. So that's a different feel. On the battlefield, they feel different. It's like a totally different tactics you have to use because I used to have this front line of tough scales and armor. My lizard men would hold all battle. Comparatively, my front line of the Tomb Kings is as brittle as bone because they're skeletons, and they will crumple pretty quickly. So I can't count on my rank and file infantry to like hold the line very well. They'll fall apart, which is bad, right? I have to rely on some Sphinxes and the Scorpions and other like more elite units that I have fewer in number of to like do some flanking and stuff. So yeah, the whole army roster have very different strengths and weaknesses. My infantry kind of stinks. I've got really powerful single entity monster guys. My flying options are bad, but I've got great range and firepower. So it's very different than the mostly melee lizard men I was playing last time. And I've got this newfound appreciation that I'm playing this campaign in this very vibrant, diverse group of factions that are all on each of my borders, and each of them is playing by very different rules. It feels like this is an exhibit of exotic flora and fauna, those being the different factions, because they all operate so differently, and yet they're all part of this larger ecosystem. It's a really cool sensation. Having this appreciation that, I was neighbors with the Tomb Kings all of my previous campaign and never knew that they were operating under like very different constraints than the lizard men ever were.
Ah, now I getcha.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what you said.
And now I can just see myself off in the future. I want to do a High Elves campaign. I want to do the what's called the Mortal Empires campaign, where it bolts Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 together in a larger map, and maybe like try out some of the older factions I never played with. I could just see myself playing this game right up until Warhammer 3 comes out, and then I'll start playing that one. So for that reason, we might have to make like a Warhammer check-in recurring segment.
Okay. And maybe that segment will continue to get expanded if this Warhammer game goes the way of Into the Breach and I play it.
Dang.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
I've yet to follow up on any of my promises for this year.
That's true. Yeah. Witcher 3 when?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey story mode when?
That's true.
Breath of the Wild now?
Oh, right.
Disco Elysium next month?
Final cut.
Yikes.
All right. That's it for our weeks. So we'll take a break and come back with news. See you then.
And we're long.
What was that supposed to be?
That was me speaking to Cthulhu.
Okay. All right, we've got some news.
Chris,
hey.
News.
Yeah, news. It's kind of a slow time of the year for video game news, but this segment I'm going to call 2021 sure is shaping up to be a year full of games Chris cares about. Here's what we have on the docket. We've known about this.
Deathloop.
We have Deathloop. Persona 5 Strikers just came out.
But you don't like fighting games.
It's not a fighting game.
We don't know what
it's like
is.
a Muso Dynasty Warriors game.
Muso, like Age of Calamity?
Yeah, like that.
Thank you.
And it's story heavy, practically serving as a sequel to the game.
Just bursting with story.
And it's pseudo real time, so there are turn-based elements, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
You can like pause the action to issue commands and stuff. So I'm hyped for that.
Mm-hmm.
We've known this was coming for a while, but we finally have a date for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Coming May 14th.
Did you see my recent purchases?
I have not. Care to shed some light on what you mean by that, Heath?
Let's do a quick... yeah, it's right there.
Oh, you've got it. It's when it releases, you'll own it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You got Telling Lies, too.
I got Telling Lies, too.
So, we finally had the big blowout. People are interviewing BioWare about Legendary Edition details.
Big blowout.
Before we got these details, my concern was they were going to port the PC versions to console and just have the console's versions now like run at 4K, run at 60 frames per second, and otherwise make no changes. But that isn't the case. They're going above and beyond that.
Yeah, tell me what I bought.
Yeah. So they have enhanced visuals across the board for all of them. New lighting effects. The environments see a big improvement. Character models are better, especially in Mass Effect 1.
Especially Blue Alien Girl.
All Mass Effect 1 character models, big jump. Really happy about that.
Right. Because the box art for Mass Effect 1 is like unrecognizable.
Yeah, it's an old game, 2007.
It looks worse than BioShock.
Yeah, BioShock was the more impressive looking game at the time. They've made the HUD of Mass Effect 1 look much more modern. It used to be pretty ugly.
The rotary dialogue wheel.
That's probably still in there.
Okay.
But like ammo and stuff like that looks way better. You never got to experience what the Mako used to handle like in Mass Effect 1.
And my brain just, what is a Mako? Probably a shark man?
Why don't you Google an image of it?
No, I'll show you what my brain generated.
I know what a Mako shark is. So you would explore the surface of planets in something called the Mako.
Oh,
it's a big all-terrain vehicle.
It's a Batmobile.
It's a Batmobile, and it had the most stuttery, weird physics attached to it. It seemed totally out of place. They've modernized the controls. It hopefully will feel pretty normal to handle now. It looks like the definitive way to play these games. They've lumped in all the DLCs, so those are included.
Even the Mass Effect 2 nightclub embassy? Orange Skies? I watched one Achievement Hunter video on that.
I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. Mass Effect 2 is primarily known for Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, which is going to be there. You can check that out. There is one omission in the DLC department, though. This is maybe the most interesting thing about this story. Is that Mass Effect 1's...
The blackface DLC.
What are you talking about? Mass Effect 1 had a DLC called Pinnacle Station in it, which is not included. Apparently, the developers who made it lost the source code.
Oh, no!
The source code has been corrupted. This has been the case for a long time. If you remember, back in 2007... Mass Effect 1 was actually published by Microsoft. So it came to the 360, did not come to the PlayStation 3. Years went by, I don't know, like 4 or 5 years. Finally, there was a port of Mass Effect 1 to the PlayStation 3. Sony fans could finally play Mass Effect. Pinnacle Station didn't come to that version either. It had been corrupted back then as well. The source files lost to history. The only way to play Pinnacle Station is if you have that Xbox 360 copy, which is kind of a wild story, don't you think? The fact that the people making these games are losing access to the source code paints a pretty bleak picture for video game preservation.
Yeah.
If the people who make this stuff are losing access, imagine what the rest of us and our access is even worse.
We can reverse engineer that, right?
They make it sound like they'd have to make it from scratch.
It's a pretty big station.
That said, as much as that pains me, if I had to pick one piece of Mass Effect DLC to not be included, it would be Pinnacle Station.
Oh.
It's pretty unremarkable.
Okay.
2 and 3 have much better DLC. And worth mentioning, the Mass Effect 3's under the radar but beloved multiplayer mode will not be making an appearance. That is excluded.
Okay. What is it most similar to what I've played?
It is a horde survival mode with co-op. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have lit a fire under your pants today.
Nazi Zombies is a horde survival mode with co-op.
Yeah, it's Mass
I love
Effect,
that.
Nazi zombies.
Okay.
I'm just saying, for the time, people, including me, were a big fan of that multiplayer mode.
Okay.
And it's a little sad to see it being left by the wayside. However, they said the effort it would take to port the multiplayer mode would be comparable to all the work they did on Mass Effect 1 in its entirety. So it sounded like a gargantuan effort to bring it over. At least that's their excuse. So, yeah, all in all, I'm jazzed for May and replaying these Mass Effect games. In other news, as we hinted at earlier, Total War Warhammer 3 is coming this year.
Woo! Chris Games, just keep on
galore.
chugging.
Supposedly coming late this year.
Introducing new factions like the Worm guys. They collect black soil.
So the one people are most hyped about is called Kislev. They're analogous
they're
Hasidic
Jews.
They're the stand-ins for Russia.
Ah.
So this will be the map for 3 will presumably be.
They have bear mounts.
It'll be they do actually. Polar bear mounts.
Nice.
It'll be eastern, very far east Europe into Asia will be the map for this one.
Okay.
So like Russia and
Genghis Khan.
They've got all right. So here's maybe
yurts will make an appearance.
I won't bury the lead any further. I'll give you the most exciting news about
the
this.
Manchurian Candidate.
There is a new faction in this one called Grand Cathay, who are basically
wizards.
Ancient China.
Okay.
So all of these Total War Warhammer games are based on the Warhammer Fantasy license.
What shape are the Cathay hats? Are they triangles?
That's the thing, Heath. No one knows what shape the hats are. Because
it's banned.
You have a lot of guesses about what the story is.
It got canned.
How about I tell you what happened? Games Workshop, they're this British company that owns Warhammer.
Wait, you told me Creative Assembly owns Warhammer.
They own Total War.
What? How many games are we talking about?
This has been a collaboration between Creative Assembly and Games Workshop.
Okay.
To make Warhammer into a Total War game.
You're telling me NCIS debuts on NBC and is owned by CBS.
Warhammer is a tabletop miniatures game that has existed since the 80s.
Oh my God.
You're making this out to be far more complicated than it actually is.
I need a pictogram.
So this is a long-running franchise that existed as like a tabletop game that Creative Assembly turned into a video game.
Oh, good for them.
And Grand Cathay, China, has existed in name only for the past 40 years. Games Workshop never fleshed them out with lore, never introduced tabletop models. It was only a name on a map, which means Creative Assembly has just been given license to this is a blank slate for them to turn into a faction. Previously...
Now let's make our pitches for the Grand Cathay guys.
Okay.
They're either going to go red dragons.
They've got to have dragons.
You got to have, walls.
Yeah, I think there should be big walls.
Uh-huh. Let's talk economy. They should be very wealthy, but have poor labor laws.
Wow. There's an endless possibility of options.
Lunar New Year bonuses.
Okay. You're just cranking these ideas out.
It's currently the Lunar New Year.
So no one knows what this is going to be. All the previous factions, they have been faithfully adapting from old army books and stuff.
Huge ships. The big, what's the name of that? You know the name of that mid-19th, wow, I can't even try it. Yeah, I nailed it. Zheng He was a Chinese mariner. He had the biggest ship in the world. What is that ship called? He was for the Yongle Empire. He lived from 1371 to 1435. His ship, what were they called? Size of ships, very big. Chinese treasure ships. Yeah, give it to the Cathay.
Okay. It would be good to have more than one naval faction. Because we got like a pirate. There's the Vampire Coast
Admiral Jack. What's his name?
Jack Sparrow?
No, the guy that kept pestering you.
Oh, that guy was Gentleman Jenkins.
Oh, what did I call him? Admiral Jack? The Grand Cathay. Creative Assembly. Okay.
So, yeah, no one knows what this faction will play like. It is an exhilarating prospect. It's fun from a gameplay perspective because we don't know what we're getting. It's also fun for all those like long time.
Ooh,
what?
Terracotta soldiers.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Fritz with the fantasy
I
theme.
should be the lead developer.
I don't know. I feel like your mind was pretty blown when I just told you that this sub-franchise exists. I don't know if you should be in charge of it.
That's the most cursory knowledge ever, yeah.
Just one more reason this game will be particularly exciting. Owners of Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 will be able to play the biggest campaign ever. People are suspecting, instead of a flat map, if you own all 3 games, the mega campaign might be a globe. It might be like a spherical globe.
Just like Civilization 4.
Oh, Civ 4 did that?
You could zoom all the way out to globe.
I'm hoping at the very least it wraps around on itself.
That's, it has to.
It has to.
But globe is, that's few and far between.
Yeah.
We never get globe.
And even more exciting, this one, Warhammer 3, will launch with more new factions than any of the other entries. Warhammer 1 had 5 at launch. Warhammer 2 had 4. This one really upped the ante. They have 7 new factions coming out at launch, which is awesome. So
Do they put the 3 in place of the E and Warhammer?
They do not.
They should.
It's a Roman numeral 3. And it's like the 3 is behind the text.
Wait, can the Roman numerals be the nails and then you have a big hammer that's dunk?
All right, that's all I've got.
Name the 7 new guys.
Oh, well, we've got Kislev and Grand Cathay.
Russia, China.
And then there's going to be
India, which has the biggest population ever.
The other 4 that are confirmed are
Poland.
Each of the 4 chaos gods.
South Korea.
They're like demons.
Chaos gods.
They come from the North Pole, basically. And they come in 4 flavors: green, purple, blue, and red.
Okay. Green chaos.
Yes.
Is more like entropy.
He's about corruption and decay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like pestilence kind of. Yeah.
He's that one.
Red chaos is like angry chaos.
Yeah. It's blood and war.
Okay. Yeah. Blue chaos is more like cold chaos.
No. It's deceit and deception. And change.
Okay. Yep. And then purple chaos is just Thanos.
Purple, I think, is like...
Wait. We went from like aggravated assault to just like passive deterioration to deceit and lies. And then purple. What mode of chaos is left? Like unfolded laundry?
It's like lust, pain, and pleasure.
Ooh. Sexy lady is the Mazdamundi of the purple team. Okay. Purple. Okay. It's going to be a sexy black lady.
We will see.
Because they look good in purple.
We'll see what comes out of the north.
Okay.
All right.
And when we take a break, we'll be back with... Sorry, you haven't even talked about Cyberpunk.
And I don't really care to.
Because by next episode, we'll have a definitive answer.
Yeah, we'll see how the story evolves. Just the quick stinger is hackers penetrated CD Projekt's private files. They're planning on leaking like all the source code for all of their games, including Cyberpunk.
That helps nobody.
I guess you just don't want your trade secret.
It's funny when it happens to Ubisoft and Capcom.
Is it? I mean, I guess a little bit.
But
More
not,
funny than CD Projekt.
But not CD Projekt.
I guess there were some fears people will see like how...
What's actually on the CD.
What?
CD Projekt.
People were afraid they were going to see like all the duct tape that's holding together Cyberpunk to run and like
shut up. I just want the hackers to be like, we found it. And it's just the disc. The duct tape that's holding it together. And then we can laugh about the police alert system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently CD Projekt have decided not to go through with their demands. So I think they're leaking it. And maybe sold it already on like the dark web.
To DVD assignment blue.
Yeah, their chief competitor.
Wow.
All right, now we're taking a break.
Okay.
And when we come back, Mobius Tunes.
See you then.
Hello, Heath.
And we're back.
We're back.
Mobius Tunes is our music guessing game where we each bring 5 songs from video games and have our opponent guess the games from which they are played.
Yep, the game of origin. We have a competitive scoring system. If you fail to guess correctly, you'll get a couple hints. Each time you receive a hint, your potential points earned will diminish. The maximum number of points you can get is 15. That would be if you guess all 5 songs right off the bat. That said, Heath, this is volume 10 of Mobius Tunes.
Celebratory.
We've been doing it for a while. My instructions to you were I was throwing together a bit of a meme of a theme this time.
I didn't have, I've been doing memes the whole thing. I brought in the curse word credits sequence.
Yeah.
I brought in the terrible rap from the motorcycle game.
You had a theme that was just beverages.
I've been stringing together memes. So this time around, I just had songs I liked.
Okay. So my theme is weird this time. Should I be in the guessing chair first or you in the guessing chair first?
Because you're just quaking with anticipation, let's have you be in the guessing chair first.
All right. Fine. Deal. So I will be guessing songs from Heath. His theme is songs he likes.
I guess if I really try to say what theme this is, it's just a bunch of bleep bloops. It's chiptune type.
Gotcha.
Here you go, Chris.
I'm ready.
Bam.
Quite the opening to a song.
That's why I picked it as the first one.
A strong start, yeah. Wow, this is upbeat. This is almost too upbeat.
No, you can never go too upbeat.
I'm just picturing, I don't even know, 3D platformers, rhythm games, really lively, colorful games. I definitely don't recognize this.
What did he say in the beginning there?
Rolling? You're mentioning that because it's important, right? Does this belong in... Just Dance ABBA?
Haha, very good. What's the name of the singer in Just Dance ABBA?
I don't know.
Does it sound like a Japanese man? No, this is not from Just Dance ABBA. Your first hint. I listened to this song, ironically, when I took my car down to Orlando when I did the Disney College program in 2019.
Yeah.
I made sure to cue this song up as I was passing Daytona.
Daytona. Like, I know about the Daytona 500. So is it a racing game? What's a Japanese racing game? Because you said the singer is Japanese. This is clearly the most recent Gran Turismo game.
Which one is that? Is that like 6, 7?
It's got to be around 6, right?
Yeah, right. Nope, not Gran Turismo. That's a Japanese franchise?
Yeah.
Really? I thought they were owned by like Microsoft.
It's a Sony exclusive.
Oh, okay. Nope, not Gran Turismo. Your second hint, as you may have gleaned, the title of this game shares the name of the place where the Daytona 500 happens, followed by the country in which it happens.
This game is called Daytona 500 USA?
It's very good.
I can get it as long as it's spoon-fed to me.
Daytona USA is the 1993 Sega racing game with the great music.
For some reason, this just sounded like a Sega game, but...
Sega always has great music.
They do. Baka Mitai.
Is that... Yeah, it's Yakuza, right? Yeah.
That's owned by Sega.
Fun. All right, let's just chug right along. You got 1 point.
All right, 1 pity point.
1 pity point. Song number 2.
This is crunchier than I usually sounds. Is this like a remix? Because this is Doom. This is a Doom song, right?
Yes,
My guess is
Doom. You are correct.
Okay.
This is from Doom.
Why is it so crunchy?
Because it's from the Sega Genesis version.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is your theme this time just Sega games?
Oh, I guess it is. I don't want to play that just yet. Wait, maybe? Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was on the 32X. The
Okay.
32X was a sound chip notorious for these stinky fart sounding instruments.
Interesting.
To the point where, wait, let me...
I like the description of that video.
Oh, what did it say?
The crappiest version of the classic song.
Yeah. Bath Doom. Yeah.
Well, this has been educational for me.
Well, wait, I wanted to play for you the meme.
Oh, no. Is this what you were laughing at?
Yeah. Sounds really similar, yeah. Anyway, now you're up to 4 points.
Awesome.
Song number 3.
Here we go.
You recognize this one too?
Yeah, I do recognize this. Oh, but what is it? Yeah, I've heard this. I'm blanking. We're on a trail of Sega games. Is this Sonic the Hedgehog?
This is not Sonic the Hedgehog. Now you're going to make me look up whether or not this was published by Sega. Your first hint, Chris. This is... Oh, you know what? I'll be a doll. This is the 1989 platforming game for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
It's a 1989 platforming game.
It was later ported to the Game Boy in 1990.
For the NES.
I mostly know it as the song from that one Vine where the lawnmower lifts into the sky.
I do not know this Vine.
Right? Because, yeah, it'll be... And then it takes off as the melody starts.
Maybe I'm only familiar with this song through it being ripped into memes.
Right.
But what game is it from?
Of like things ascending.
Yeah.
Low key, this song is, for how simple it is, it's really uplifting.
Yeah.
I was in a certain state when I heard this. I was just tearing up at how good this sounded.
Damn.
And I wrote down like a huge note that was like, fuck anyone who says that video game music isn't good music. But I'll leave that to myself.
I can get on board with that sentiment. All right, well, I don't know that many platformers
And
on
this
the
is not
NES.
Sega, it's Capcom.
Oh, that's a free hint. I need a Capcom platforming game on the NES in 1989. What was Capcom? It's got to be a Mega Man game. Capcom.
When they weren't making Resident Evil games,
Right.
They made the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's also very like Pokemon.
I was getting Pokemon vibes from that. Let's just go with... I don't even know what Capcom was doing back then. Is this a Kirby game?
No, not Kirby. Your second hint. This game doesn't feature a pink amorphous ball. It features 3 aviary protagonists and their uncle, Scrooge McDuck.
This is DuckTales.
DuckTales, yay! This is the Moon. It's called the Moon.
Okay. 3 aviary protagonists and their uncle, Scrooge McDuck.
Well done. You're on to 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points.
More than halfway done. We're doing it. Song number 4.
Not uplifting anymore. This is more tense. This is scary. This is
Happy Halloween.
Castlevania 1.
Ooh. What was Castlevania 1's actual subtitle?
I don't actually know.
Was it Symphony of the Night?
No,
Was it
that
Rondo
came
of
later.
Blood?
I think that's before. No,
Was it What is a Man?
I know that. That's what Dracula says.
Yeah, thank you. No, not Castlevania 1. Your first hint. This song I first heard in the Subspace Emissary.
Oh, okay. So it's
Because it has a character on the roster
of Smash Bros. Brawl.
Is
The song originates from that character.
Newcomers to the roster brought with them
Okay.
this, and then they did a sick remix in Brawl that made me go, huh.
So who came to Smash Bros. For the first time in Brawl? People like Solid Snake, people like Rob, the robot, people like Mr. Game & Watch, people like... Ooh, that's a good hint. I like it. This is clearly from Metal Gear Solid 1.
When does this song play in Metal Gear Solid 1?
During the Haunted Mansion
During
segment.
the spooky party on what's their base called? Like Heaven 7. What's their base called?
I don't know.
Outer Heaven?
I know in the 5th one, it's called Mother Base.
Is this what the Lale Lule Low like to listen to? No, Chris, it's not Metal Gear 1. This song is called Porky's Pokies, named after the villain, Porky, who is the child antagonist of those classic characters, Ness and or Lucas.
Can you speed food these speed
Speed food. I can speed food you them.
Spoon feed me them. Jeez.
At the super speed.
So this is from Earthbound then.
We'll give it to him. It's from Mother 3.
Oh. Okay. I mean, you don't have to give it to me if you don't want to. Is Mother 3 the one that's never come to the U.S.?
Right.
Okay.
That might have been the better hint.
These people always ask Reggie for the localization, but I guess they'd ask Doug Bowser now.
You got 6 points.
A generous 6 points, yeah.
Let's see if you can reach another even number with this next
We'll see.
song. The last hardest, most difficult song, of which has like 2 parts. Here we go.
Well, I like part 1 so far. This gives me Sega vibes, too.
This gives me I'm going to take a shower vibes, because this is awesome to listen to in the shower.
Okay.
That and Rolling Start.
You want to be careful. This song will make you slip in the shower.
What decade does this give you?
Oh, it's clearly 90s. Gotta be. I'm just making that bold assertion. This is Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Which stage is this in Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Is this like the circuitry stage or just like the
If you
space station stage?
If you replay Green Hill Zone 5 times, this song plays. It's a treat for the long-term fans.
Your first hint, Chris. This song is from an Xbox 360 exclusive.
What?
Shoot 'em up.
An exclusive shoot 'em up on the 360.
Released in 2011.
Oh, this
Wait,
is
despite the original Xbox 360 version only being released in Japan, it was a region-free release.
all right. So you could take the Japanese copy and play it here.
Yeah.
Ah,
It ended up on Microsoft Windows in 2015.
this is really weird because so that late into the 360's lifespan, there wouldn't be. Japan was a dead market for the 360. No one was buying those.
It was a dead market for the 360, period.
Yeah.
At the end of the 360's life cycle, this song was like, yo, get in.
Weird. All right. So like,
Okay. While your brain's cooking,
yeah.
here is the special arranged version that you only get when you play Green Hills 3 times.
5 times.
Now, this song does a weird thing where it has like a gap in the very beginning, which makes you think that your CD's skipped.
Okay. That is funny.
It's very like,
I like it,
it catches me off guard every time, but then the build-up is just as fun.
Huh. So like, it's an exclusive. You said shoot 'em up or shooter?
This is like an Ikaruga, like.
Okay. I see. Well,
And all the YouTube comments are like, wow, this game no one ever played has great music.
I would agree
This
with
song
those
in
comments.
particular has, it's way beyond its fair share of those YouTube poop MV, YTP MV. That's what it's called.
Okay. What does that stand for?
That's just like a collage of seemingly random clips strung together to the melody of certain songs.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is. It is.
Well, you're 1 hint in, so you're fine.
I won't be able to get to an even number
Speed
score.
food!
All right, I'm about
It's
to get.
coming in like think of a spoon with like the racing lines.
That would be appropriate played to this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just that 2011 version of Ikaruga, which definitely came out.
Ikaruga came in in the 2000s, right?
I can't even picture what Ikaruga looks like.
Ikaruga. Sure you can. Wait, are you joking?
I mean, I'm just picturing a generic shoot 'em up.
Ikaruga. You know what Ikaruga looks like?
I think all shoot 'em ups look the same.
It's the black and the white. If you flip your ship, the white can only damage you. If you flip to the black can only damage you.
Okay. That's fun.
That's the thing. No, it's not 2011 Ikaruga. Ikaruga came out in 2001.
Yeah,
and it's a Sega game.
It was the 10-year anniversary.
Oh, you wish. No, this song...
Spoon feed me. Speed food me.
Despite being a Japanese game, the title of this one-word title of this game sounds like the Spanish conjugation of the verb to listen.
And you will show me this verb because I know zero Spanish. To listen. Escuchar. Escuchar.
Now conjugate it.
All right, Heath. I'll just take the L on this one.
This is from Escatos.
Escatos.
A random Japanese Xbox 360 shoot 'em up with great music.
This is fascinating. What? Can I see some gameplay of this?
Why would you care about the gameplay?
And it's on PC now.
It's by Cute.
How did this ever enter your wheelhouse?
Just good music.
Awesome. I'm going to take a break. Be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your patience there, Heath.
And we're back.
We're back. So I ended up with what may be a record low 6 points.
7.
I didn't get that last one.
Oh, no?
I couldn't get there. Never heard of that game. And I don't know my Spanish conjugations.
That was your fatal flaw.
Right. I took French.
Joie de vivre. Anyway.
So, my theme is a big hint, but to counteract that, I am going to require the utmost specificity from you. No getting close. You're going to need to get exact titles.
Oh, I'm going to have to get like the SKU name.
And let me grab something from my backpack.
What is this? Wait, is there a visual aid? Oh, you have like a list.
All right.
A dossier.
To celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Persona franchise.
Oh, no.
My theme is just Persona games.
Okay.
And also to coincide with the release of Persona 5 Strikers. So, Heath, you might be asking me, Chris, there's 5 Persona games.
Yeah.
Surely you've chosen Personas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you include spin-offs and different editions, there are actually, by my count, 18 Persona games. So I have them printed out for your reading pleasure right here. Release dates are included, just as a fun extra tidbit. Western release dates. So I've got 5 Persona songs. They're all bangers, and you have to correctly...
Cross Tag Battle's not a Persona game.
Yeah, I threw that in there as a 19th entry just in case. A quarter of the cast is Persona characters. So,
yeah, eligibility-wise, it's not to be ignored.
Yeah. So, yeah, for example, if a song never came out in Persona 3 but only released in Persona 3 Portable, your answer must be Persona 3 Portable.
Oh, you dirty dog.
If a song is only in Persona 5 Royal and not Persona 5 Vanilla, you've got to say Royal.
Ooh. Oh, this is... Oh, my God. This feels like an audit.
And I spared no expense. It could be from the dancing spin-offs. It could be from the Persona Q games. Could be from the fighting games. Who knows where my mind went?
All right. Well, for all of our Persona fan listening, you're in for a real treat because I'm going to crush this. Let me know when you're ready, Chris.
I'm ready.
All right. We'll do it. Easy. This is victory screen all over it. Oh, you just gained a new ally, or you got more money to put in the shop. I'm running to the left side of the screen. What's her face's vocals cascade over me. This is...
Well, that gives
Yeah,
us...
this is Takeover.
Yeah, that is the name of the song.
Yeah.
What game is it from?
This is from... I hate you, Chris. Because this is the first one, and you've never, ever included a song from it, we're going to say it's from Persona 5 2017.
Gotcha. I like that you included the release date there. Just very specific. And that level of specificity means you are incorrect.
No, dude. This is bullshit. All right. Well, I guess you'll regale me with a hint, but now I know it's post Persona 5.
Yes.
Which only leaves... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 2 hands.
All right. The hint is, so in this game, when ambushing an enemy shadow in a dungeon, this song has replaced the previous edition's battle theme. Coming. This song has replaced Last Surprise as the battle theme.
Yeah. Okay. Well done. All right. You robbed me.
So what is it, Heath?
This is Persona... Can't even find it.
There's so many.
Persona 5 Royal.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yikes.
You got it. That's 2 points.
All right.
Can you believe they replaced Last Surprise?
I prefer the original.
I do too, but this one's definitely not bad.
Because this is just like, very simple fanfare. Whereas the other one, I could have intercourse to.
What?
Song number 2.
Wait, I feel like it's worth mentioning Last Surprise still appears in Persona 5 Royal, but only if you are getting ambushed, not if you are the ambusher.
Oh, makes it... That's even better.
Song number 2.
Song number 2. Okay. Now, if I were Chris, I would make song number 2 the most dated of the 5.
You're metagaming it.
What is this, core? Ooh, vocals. This guy sings a song and another song. Okay. All right. I've narrowed it down to 3 choices.
Excellent.
It's either Persona 3, Persona 3 Fez. Did Phil Fish help with this? What does Fez stand for?
It added additional content.
Fancy electronic star, you know. This has to be from one of the 3s. Now, you were so gung-ho to tell me the caveat about Persona 3 Portable. Yeah, this is the Mass Destruction girls are on this.
Oh.
And same as the guy.
You know your Persona vocalists.
Yeah, I sure do. There's only 2 of them. This is Persona 3 Portable.
I'm afraid not.
What the heck?
All right, this hint. I mean, I only got 6 points here, so I'm gonna not give you the great hints right away. First one is, if you listen closely to this song, you can hear background singers say the lyrics, "Burn my dread."
Oh, burning. What gets burned? Well, if I'm in eternal punishment, I could imagine myself being burned alive. Burn my fire? What did you
Burn my dread
Burn my
is an
dread.
iconic line from one of these games' soundtracks.
This is a red herring. It's still from Persona 3. I just didn't get the right one. I'm sticking to it. This is Persona 3 Fez.
Ooh. It's not. But I like...
Fez stands for Fire Existential Saying.
I like that you stuck to your guns, continuing to say it's a Persona 3 game. The second hint. This game is a dancing spin-off.
Oh, those didn't happen until after. Oh, wait. Damn it. All right, go on.
No, that's the hint.
Persona 3 dancing came out after Persona 4 dancing?
It did, yes.
That's stupid.
Persona 4 was a lot hotter.
All right, here comes. Sorry, audio listener. It's not Persona 3. It's not Persona 3 Fez. and it's not Persona 3 Portable. None of those are dancing games. I have Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight. But then there's all the other Persona dancing games that maybe they got the Persona 3 cast to sing on 4 and 5. Or maybe I should go by the chronology. Maybe Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, because it came so late to the game, they could get a Last Surprise Girl to sing on that. This could be Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which is a well-known Persona game by that metric. But the reason I'm clinging to it maybe a little more is because it debuted before Persona 5, which introduced Last Surprise Girl. I know this. So maybe I stray from convention, even though these are my Persona 3 types.
I'm loving this.
Oh, mass destruction! No, he just said mass destruction. This has to be Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight.
You are correct.
Yes! Oh my god.
You picked up a point.
My god.
All right, so what I should have done is I thought Burn My Dread was a more iconic tagline for 3 than mass destruction. So I should have flipped those.
Damn.
First hint was trying to get you onto the Persona 3 line of thinking.
Umbrella, yeah, that branch, and then I had to go to the twig that was dancing.
Yeah.
Whew. Thank goodness Persona games, like all Sega games, are great.
In the sound department.
All right.
Yeah.
Now that Chris has done a real game and a dancing game, he's going to return to the real games, but make it a total moonshot of a underclass hit. You know what I'm trying to say. Song number 3. Attitude. My teacher doesn't know anything. Detention song. Ooh. Oy vey. This is like I'm breaking out of detention.
That's pretty good considering the name of the song is Breakout of.
Now, this vocalist, when I watched... Oh, that's Persona 3 guy, maybe. When I watched the Joker Smash revealed walkthrough trailer,
yeah,
his stage allows for 3 songs.
Correct.
1 from 5, 1 for 3, and then that yellow one.
That's 4.
Yeah, that's 4. But what is Persona 4?
But what is Persona 4?
Send this to, like, the UB friends at, like, these games.
Oh, yeah. They turned me on to them.
Oh, did they? This sounds like the song that I heard in the Joker Smash reveal on the yellow stage, Persona 4. What's the difference between Persona 4 and 4 Golden and 4 Arena and 4 Ultimax and 4 Dancing All Night?
What is the difference?
Let's take a stab, because this is not Persona 3, and it's not before Persona 3. It's gotta be 4. This is gonna be Persona 4... Persona 4 flat.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Going back to basics.
The 2008 version.
Got it.
You just got done watching Iron Man in theaters.
And then you go home, boot up Persona 4 on your PlayStation 2. Incorrect, I'm afraid.
Oh, come on, Chris.
All right, Heath. This is a hint. Here we go. This spin-off game is one of several that crosses over the cast of Persona 3 and Persona 4. They both appear in this spin-off game.
Oh. Well, as far as timelines go, who would have thought that the spin-off game Persona Q, which comes out before Persona 5. Ooh, that key change. Oh. Can't spell key. You know what keys are good for? Labyrinths. This is Persona Q Shadow of Labyrinth, 2014. which was just the last hurrah of the Persona 3 and 4 cast.
Era before 5.
Same year as Arena Ultimax.
That's true.
But before Persona 5 and before Q2, which you've already done Q2. So like you're tapping the well at that point. You're just
it's worth noting I've pulled from Q but not Q2 before. That's one song I did before was from original Q, not Q2.
Oh, I misspoke.
All right, what's your final?
Okay, wait, you've already touched on Q, so this is Q2. New Cinema Labyrinth.
Yeah. It's not.
Chris.
Sorry.
What am I breaking out of? Oh, damn it. Oh, it would have been the Labyrinth. Damn it. I should. Oh, it's Q. It's Q.
Let me wait. You don't have a hint.
This mid-decade Persona game has you locked away.
This Persona game, developed by Arc System Works, has
wait, what?
It's a 2D fighter, and just funnily, one of the characters, Naoto's instant kill special move, she just pulls out a gun. You go into first person and shoot your opponent.
I've heard the name Naoto before. I don't have a clue what she looks like. But hey, I'm all right with that. So Arc Systems, this is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Incorrect.
Chris, what?
That was developed by Arc System Works, I want to say.
This is the spinoff.
Both Arena games were developed by Arc System Works. They are fighting games. This is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. That's okay, Heath.
Now I wish Naoto would shoot me. Song number 4. Yes. That classic. This is when you're in the dream state and that old man is like, your soul is the better soul.
Igor.
Or maybe this is just like rainy day on Persona 2. That bum immediately says coffee shop. Which is a notable location in this franchise.
More so for certain entries than others.
Yeah. We're going back in time. This is not from a new Persona game. Okay, you know what? You gotta do it at some point, right? The very first Persona game came out in 96. Now, is that such an outlier that the instrumentation is like super dated? What does music in 1996 sound like?
Alien.
We're not going that far back. We're gonna just leave it at this song's innocent enough. We're gonna say Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Hey, good one. Good guess. It's not Persona 2.
All right.
Innocent Sin.
We're getting there. We're close.
All right. This first hint, it'll leave you hanging, but the second one should help. All right. This is the theme to a missable secret dungeon from this game.
Okay. What Persona games have dungeons? 5. Not dancing, unless that's the the most hardcore dancing. Missable? Okay. Missable content is a flagstone. Is that a word? Flagship feature of early Persona games. The later you get into Persona games, the less missable the content is. That's true. And for that reason, we're sticking with the tried and true Revelations Persona from 1996.
The original.
The OG. Give it to me, Chris.
I can't. You messed up. It's not that one. How many points do you have right now? You got Takeover on the second one.
Yeah.
You got Our Moment from 3 at the very end.
Okay. And then Breakout, you had to speed food me.
You didn't get it. So you're only at 3 right now.
All right.
Final hint for song number 4. After many years of this game exclusively being a PS Vita game, last year, 2020, it was finally ported to Steam.
Oh, no. The portable
This was a PS Vita game for like 8 years.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Finally came to Steam last year.
Thank you.
The first Persona game to come to PC.
And what a Persona game it was. This is Persona 3 Portable.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? That's the same time as the Vita's lifetime. Portable. The Vita's a portable device.
Persona 3 is not on Steam. This is Persona 4 Golden.
But portable.
That was on
You were feeding me that.
Persona 3 Portable is only on the PSP, not the Vita.
Congrats for... Wait, I can still
You can still tie.
If I ace the next one.
There's a chance you will. There's a chance.
In what context did this appear in Golden?
Golden introduced one final dungeon the vanilla game did not have, and this is its theme.
Oh. Sure. All right. The final Persona song. Ba-bam. Oh! Oh, what a gift! Wow! I didn't see it coming. Wait a second. How is this gonna fuck me? This appears only once in the franchise?
Yes.
I'm such a long. What, Chris? Oh. Now, this is the much more upbeat version of this song, which means it's not in 5. Why is Shapeshifter the best song in the world? Okay, I have a pen in my pocket, right? No, I don't. It's in my pea coat that's filthy from the salt. What a throwback. Okay, I love you, Chris. All right, here we go. This can't be Strikers. It might be Strikers. Okay. Wait, are you trying to prank me? And this is actually an Ultimate? Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm pretty sure it's in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Okay, this is the gotcha. This is why it's on 5. It's the hardest song to get because, of course, I want to say Persona 5 or Royal. Wait, no, dude, I think you're mistaken. This has to be in Royal. It has to be in Royal. But this also appears in Smash Ultimate. But that's not a Persona game, so who cares? This song was not made in time for Dancing in Starlight. Oh, watch it be in Q2. That would be...
The places your mind is going right now. All over the place.
Okay. Okay, we're halfway through this song. I'm just gonna do a quick...
Just searching through it.
I'm waiting for, like, Audio Jungle. Like, just like...
Copyright 2017, Persona 5.
Persona 5 Portable. This is... Oh, it's so danceable, though. Oh, screw me. Oh, crap.
If you get it first try, we tie.
It has to be Persona 5 Royal. Because it's the remix of the song that debuted in Persona 5, and they would never omit it. Unless there's a weird situation where the original just stayed in Royal, and they bounced this funky version to Dancing in Starlight. This is Persona 5 Royal.
Persona 5 Royal, the 2017.
No, 2020. What?
Oh, sorry.
2020.
There's only one. There's only one release date on Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, the 2020 version. No. First hint. This peppier remix of Beneath the Mask, obviously, first debuted in a fighting game.
Oh, Strikers. I mean, first debuted. Okay, it's the only Persona game that has this song. There's no fighting game after Persona 5 other than Strikers, and we already did Blaze Blue. Wait, no. Oh. Okay, wait, no. I have to do Strikers, and then if you get me, it's Blaze Blue. Okay. Yeah, Persona 5 Strikers.
Ah, gotcha. Because it just came out. Yeah, it's not Strikers.
Wow.
You ready for the final hint? The game this song is from, yeah, does not appear on this list.
It's Smash Ultimate.
Heath is leaving the room.
I named it.
You named it. This came with the Joker DLC.
I could have been a huge. My dick could have been so big.
That's why it's song number 5.
I named.
Yeah, I was so impressed when you named it. Yeah, it's Smash Ultimate.
Wow, I'm so cursed. I feel like I talked myself out of it, and that kind of talking yourself in or out of things, that leads people to like smoking. So just be wary, kids. Chris, you have won 6 volumes of Mobius Tunes.
I think that's right.
To my 4?
4.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe at the very end we'll sneak in a couple rounds so you can catch back up. Thanks for doing that with me, Heath. I hope it wasn't too big of a joke for you.
Wow. Oh, I named it. I can call from memory the thumbnail of the video that plays this song.
Me too, yeah. It helps that I saw it a couple hours ago. That was a fun one. I was just thinking to myself, there's no way I can squeeze all the awesome Persona music into this segment unless I have a Persona theme. So that's how we got to this stage. And that's going to be it for this episode. Heath, before we go, I have one burning question for you.
What?
What's up with the barcode you have taped to the back of your phone?
That's from a raid that I had to take the barcode off of because we were going to ship it. But then I'm actually Agent 47. No. We ended up not shipping it. So I'm either going to retire this barcode or slap it back on the product or put it on a new thing so I could reuse it.
And you're carrying it around in the meantime on your phone.
Well, I didn't have a good place to put it.
Like,
I didn't want to lose it.
I don't know that much about barcodes. Can you just slap them on anything? Like, doesn't it need to go with like that can of Raid you took it off of?
Oh, sorry. When I say Raid,
yeah,
I mean G-Raid.
Oh, it's a hardware.
Yeah, it's a
computer hardware.
It's a drive. These are RAIDs, which stand for, I don't know, removable ass in dick. I don't. Chris, you're gonna go.
You polish those
work
off.
out. What are you gonna do after you work out?
Go home, play more Total War Warhammer 2.
Yeah,
that is realistically what is going to happen. What about you, Heath?
I'm gonna get some groceries. As far as games, what can I get away with? Now that I'm back home and I got my Switch upstairs, I should just buy Breath of the Wild because it's not gonna go on sale.
No, and if it does, it'll be like $10 off.
Right, I should just buy it. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay, that's fun.
Audio listener, where have you been? I love this show.
Good.
Like I love an abusive spouse. Thanks for listening. Chris, if somebody wants to write in, they can send it to Mobius Tunes Podcast at Gmail, right?
That's right. Mobius Tunes Podcast at gmail.com is the address. You can send us all of your burning questions. Worth noting, we haven't had any emails in quite a few episodes, so maybe one of you should rectify that. Please do.
That would make me feel real good.
Yeah. And until next time, Heath, it's been a blast.
Yeah.
Bye.